Hello ladies and gentlemen! Today I'm back with another Overwatch in Minecraft video, specifically with Genji. But Maki, didn't you already make Genji 3 years ago? Yes, correct, but I completely remade him with the 1.14 mechanics. I only reused the models and everything else was completely made new from scratch. But since I already covered him in another video, I want to keep this one rather short. Let's start with the main weapon, which has the biggest improvements of them all. In the previous versions, the shuriken had a terrible accuracy because raycasting wasn't really possible back then. Now, however, you can precisely shoot wherever you look. Using right click makes the shurikens fly forward one after another, and your drop key launches them simultaneously in some sort of arc. There's even a reload delay and sound, so altogether this weapon feels pretty close to the original game. Of course, they also damage enemies, whereas the damage values are the exact same as in Overwatch as well. Dash has a very similar improvement. Instead of having a select number of directions to go in, you will now dash exactly forward. Passing an enemy causes damage too, as indicated by the red blood particles. Now let's get to the most interesting ability, Deflect. In my first version of this creation, Genji could only deflect arrows shot by skeletons. And once again, only in a limited amount of directions. In my map though, he has to deflect projectiles from other heroes. Making the ability compatible with all the other heroes and different projectile types was honestly really difficult and took me a long time to figure out. But I pulled it off and Deflect now works super flawlessly. When dropping the icon in your 4th inventory slot, all incoming projectiles will be deflected into the direction you're looking in. The damage will be translated to the enemy now, and you even get the ult charge from all the damage dealt. This works for hitscan weapons like d.va's primary fire, but also for projectiles with travel time like shurikens and baby d.va's bunny blaster. You might be wondering what happens when a Genji deflects an already deflected bullet. Well, I set up the system so that this works as well. Since I only have 2 hands and no friends, I temporarily made the ability last indefinitely, so I can demonstrate it a bit easier. You can, for example, set up a simple chain, or you could make the 2 Genjis face each other, which makes the projectiles bounce back and forth. You can even keep spamming more and more projectiles into this loop. At some point it's going to start to lag, but the mechanics do support this. Since playing a sound for every single deflected bullet in this case would be extremely annoying, I set up the sound system so that it only loops the sound in a controlled manner, even if you deflect 1,000 projectiles per second. The same thing goes for the particle effect, by the way. This is another one of those abilities that basically requires me to write a specific function whenever adding a new hero. It was a pain to create, but I'm extremely happy that it works so well now. Before we get to the ultimate, let's take a look at Genji's 2 passive abilities. Tapping shift in mid-air makes you double jump. This only works once until you touch the ground again. Secondly, you can hold down shift while looking at a wall to climb it. There's a maximum height of about 8 blocks though. The functionality is roughly the same as in my old Genji version, but I made the system much more reliable and also added some sound effects. Using the ultimate requires your ult meter to be full, and once again I made the glowing logo thing myself in After Effects and Illustrator. If you now drop the item, your shurikens will be replaced with a katana, and right clicking it does 120 damage. If you use dash prior to activating your ult, the cooldown will be reset so you can immediately dash again. The UI elements were obviously not in the first version either, so now you have an accurate health and ult charge representation when using this hero. And that's pretty much it for the update. I know that I already made a video about this hero, but since I invested a lot of work into the update, I still wanted to show you guys. Next hero will be a new one again, so you can look forward to that. And with that, I'm gonna conclude today's video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.